Hello friends, welcome back to the shop. Today is Sunday, October 21st, and it's a cold morning here in eastern Pennsylvania, but sunny and pleasant. We had a little bit of rain overnight, but today it looks like it's going to be another sunny day. We had a nice, cool, sunny day yesterday. Can't complain about that. My wife and I were out and about a lot yesterday. Didn't get a lot done at home, so I've got some chores I got to catch up on today. But it's great to be able to start the day out by having a quick chat with you all and enjoying a pipe. And the pipe that I'm going to be enjoying today is one that I'm very excited about, and that is the Savinelli Bing's Favorite from my recent restoration series that finished up, I think, just this past Wednesday. So if you've been following that series, you know that this actually had a rather large burnout inside the bowl. And I repaired it with this new pipe mortar that I've been talking about. And I'm going to break some of the magic here by telling you this, but you probably already know that I have to pre-record a lot of the shop videos. It doesn't take me a month to do one pipe, of course, but I do pre-record them because that gives me time to edit them and everything else. So this pipe has actually been completed for about 2 weeks, and I've been smoking it for those 2 weeks, and I decided to really pressure test this because I want to know if this pipe mortar is working or not. So I've been smoking this pipe at least once a day for 2 weeks and a couple of days now, and on the weekends I've probably smoked it 2 or 3 times. I know there are guys out there that are going to say that I'm ruining the pipe, but believe me, I've done this before. It really doesn't hurt the pipe to smoke it every day, and or a couple of times a day, as long as you keep it clean. You know, you do have to clean it after every, well, at least once a day, clean it. And we're starting to shift into that religion and politics realm of pipe smoking. So let's just say, take care of your pipes and they'll take care of you. At any rate, this pipe has performed beautifully. It's a good smoker, no issues at all with the pipe mortar. It's held up, and there is cake forming, and I think it's going to be really hard for me to be able to show you anything here. But you know, basically, yeah, I can't. There's just no way I'm going to be able to. We're just not set up for it. But basically, there's no evidence of that burnout. It's a nice smooth cake formation all the way around the inside of the pipe. I'm quite happy, and I'm going to smoke it today. And what I'm going to smoke is a blend that I actually found. I told you I've been changing the way I cellar tobaccos now. I'm only cellaring things that I know that I'm going to be smoking long term, and I'm getting rid of a lot of the little one-offs and samples and things that people have kindly given to me, but I just haven't had time to get around and smoke. And today's tobacco is actually one of those. This is a tobacco that was kindly given to me by my friend Ali, who you know as the Great American Dock Piper. And it's an LJ Peretti blend, and it's called Tashkent. And I do not have a label on this because I found it in a bag and I just had to rehydrate it. But to give you an idea at least of what the tobacco looks like there. It's a nice mixture of you know, black and brown leaf. And it's a very interesting blend. I did not appreciate this when Ali first gave it to me. I smoked a bowl. I thought, oh, that's an interesting English sort of thing. But then I did some research on it when I found it again, and it turns out that this blend is entirely composed of Turkish Izmir, some Oriental, and Cyprian Latakia. And that's it. There's no Virginia, there's no Burley. This is an entirely what I would call Oriental mix. I'm not sure if Latakia is technically an Oriental, but it's entirely made up of what I would call condiment tobaccos. There's none of the base tobaccos that we typically think of when we think of English blends. And it's actually really quite nice. So I've got a bowl packed up now. By the way, if you ever need to rehydrate tobacco, or if you carry a tobacco pouch, these little discs, I got them on Amazon. These are Raw brand. I like them because they're round. The ones you get in smoking pipes are shaped like a leaf, and they have all these little nooks and crannies that the tobacco gets caught in. But these things are fantastic. I actually have 2 in this jar because this was very dry. But you drop them in water for about 10-15 seconds. shake off the excess water, drop them in the jar with the dry tobacco, and the next day the tobacco is smokable. Really, really good stuff. And I use them for that purpose. I also keep one in my tobacco pouch that I carry when I go out for the day, and it's just the right amount of humidity, and they, probably you can leave them for a couple of days before you have to worry about the tobacco pouch. In the jar, you can leave them indefinitely because they're just going to balance out that moisture. Very good product. Guess what I did? I forgot to bring my lighter down this morning, but I always have matches. I was a Boy Scout. Be prepared. The amazing thing about this Tashkent is how sweet it is. I have smoked straight Latakia, straight Turkish Izmir, and several other Orientals. There's a couple of ones that I can't even pronounce the names of. And I did that on purpose because I wanted to be able to try to pick those out in blends. And the truth is, it's very hard for me. The Orientals, the Latakias, they all kind of blend together to me, and I can't pick out distinct differences between them. But nothing that I smoked had this sweetness to it, and this much, what I'm going to call just quality tobacco body, for lack of a better term. Something you'd want to smoke. Those condiment tobaccos, and I put Peretti in the same category, they're all wonderful flavor additions, but on their own, they're just not, I don't know, they just don't have, I guess the flavor is so strong that you really can't enjoy the tobacco, because by the time it's just the flavor is too strong. It's kind of like you might like eating sweets, candies and cakes and all that, but it's unlikely that you take tablespoons of sugar and eat it, right? So it's the same kind of thing. But I guess when a company's been around and has been blending as long as the folks at LJ Peretti, they're going to have the opportunity to discover some things that may be a bit surprising, or maybe a bit special. And boy, a couple of their blends really are special. This is a big eye-opener for me. I'm really enjoying it. Not going to be an everyday smoke or anything, but it's a fun, sort of different treat. And I love their Cuban mixture. I've talked about that before. They've got some very good blends at Peretti. I miss my lighter. I don't like using matches, especially not when I'm talking, because I tend to relight so often. So the pipe is performing beautifully. Tashkent makes a bit of smoke too. Pipe is performing beautifully. It's smoked great from day one. With that adapter in place, you can't tell that it's not just a straight airway. And I think the adapter is serving another purpose for me, at least. And this was pointed out to me by, I believe it was my friend Paul, Paul the Scandinavian, who said that the problem with these Bings is that the tenon is very delicate and it tends to break. And I'm certain that's true because this is an acrylic stem, and acrylic is very snappy. It's easy to snap it when it gets too thin. I don't like to make acrylic pipes without using a Delrin tenon for that reason. Acrylic pipe stems. I try to always use a Delrin tenon on the acrylic pipe stems because I just find that the acrylic breaks too easily. And I won't make an acrylic pipe stem for a filter pipe without using a Delrin tenon because it will break, and that's the problem here. The tenon walls get so thin when you drill that filter opening that there's just not a lot left, and the slightest lateral pressure will just crack the tenon off. So the reason I'm talking about this is I think by inserting that adapter I've actually added some additional strength to the tenon, and hopefully we'll have to avoid doing a tenon replacement on the pipe. But it's performing well. I paid attention to kind of the heat around the bowl as I'm holding it, and I don't notice any hot spots or anything. When I clean it out, I look in the bowl and try to see if there's more stuff sticking to one spot or another, and it seems relatively uniform. So I really think that this has done the job. Now this is the more challenging sort of burnout repair in a sense because it's up on the side of the wall, and you're going to expect that could fall in. Gravity's working against you there. The other type of repair that you'll often have to do is a burnout in the bottom of the bowl, or just a building up of the bottom of the bowl as it burns over time. And analogous to using pipe mud in a corncob pipe to build up that bottom and reestablish an airway. So that's the other challenge that I'd like to put the pipe mortar to, the other test that I'd like to put it to before I release it. And I'm working on a series right now on another pipe where I deal with one of those bottom issues. So that pipe, I'm going to try to smoke that for a few weeks just like I did this one, and at that point I'll be able to give you an assessment of the pipe mortar, let you know whether or not it works, and if it does work I'll fill you in on what it is and how to make it yourself. So you can look forward to some announcement, if you will. I hate to give it that level of of expectation or anything, but yeah, that'll be coming. I'll probably start this series. I'm not sure. I think next week would be a week prior to Halloween, I think, and I have a Halloween video that I want to put up a few days before Halloween, just so people get a chance to watch it before the holiday's over. So I probably won't start that series until after Halloween, maybe the beginning of November. Well, that would be after Halloween, so it will be the beginning of November. But it's something, if you enjoyed this series, you're going to really enjoy the next one, because it's a more extreme pipe makeover, if you will. So I'm having a bit of difficulty keeping this lit today, and I don't know if that's because I'm talking or because I'm just not used to lighting with matches anymore. However, as I'm lighting this, I can say that I've given you about everything. Oh, it's shop news. Yes, I told you there was a bit of a lull over the past couple of weeks. Things are picking up again, which is good. I'm happy when I have the work, and I'm happy when I don't, because it gives me time to catch up on other things. So, but I'm always glad that I have the opportunity to restore some pipes, and fortunately I do have that opportunity. I've got actually quite a few now that are going to be on the bench. I've got one that I'm working on right now, and then 5 more that are going to be rotating on as that one finishes. So yeah, for the next few weeks I should be busy here in the shop, and I'm looking forward to that. Especially as it's now getting too chilly to spend much time outside, so it's good to have a hole to crawl into and hibernate in. All right, folks. Well, that's about all that I had to say today. I just wanted to really show this off and let you know that it's smoking fantastically. So, and one last thing, a lot of guys have said, "Boy, I got to get one of those Bings." Yeah, it's a very nice pipe. I highly recommend it. It's not magical to me. I mean, it's smoking as well as a lot of other pipes that I own, but it does smoke very well, and it's just a beautiful classic shape. So, I really like it. All right, folks. With that, I'm going to draw this video to a close. I hope you all have a great week ahead. And until we talk again, I will look forward to speaking to you all again very soon. Goodbye now.